Real Valladolid 0, Real Madrid 3, and Kylian Mbappé finally has his La Liga hat-trick, the first of many across the season. Today, we're going to dive into the match across the 90 minutes and also evaluate each player and how they performed, because we've got loads to talk about, guys. So let's get straight into it. Now, for me personally, the whole 90 minutes was actually a contrast of two halves. I didn't actually enjoy too much the first half, apart from the link-up play between Bellingham and Mbappe that got him, obviously, the first goal. And what a goal it was, guys. What a goal. A great, obviously, goal to score at that particular time. Just literally 10 minutes before the first half ends. And then they can go in, regroup, and then evaluate how to come out in the second half. And boy, what a performance in the second half. When they started ticking together and they started playing together, they were just class again. And yes, Valladolid are last place in La Liga. We know that they're going to have a horrendous time. But the contrast from the first half to the second half was completely different. Valladolid could have scored immediately, obviously, again. And why do we obviously have this same situation where we just don't get off the blocks quickly? So Valladolid could have scored, and then what happens? Mbappe turns up and scores once again. That's it, guys. And Mbappe is playing some sensational football. He is doing what a lot of great strikers have done in the past, including Karim Benzema. A very Benzema-esque performances that we're seeing now from Mbappe. Not to the same level, we know that, guys. But we're seeing certain qualities of Mbappe. The way that he's now just releasing the ball much quicker than he used to. He's not holding it. But I see some tendencies for him to hold it when he's just getting maybe a bit too frustrated. So he just needs to iron that out of his game. And I think he will just come fully good across this season. And this league better fear him. They better fear this guy, because when he's in this form, there's no stopping him. Unbelievable performance again from Mbappe, and scored his hat-trick. A penalty to score his first hat-trick. Not much of a pressure pen, but yeah, was a pen nevertheless. And he came good. He came good, people, and I'm just excited for him. That second goal also, again, what's happening, guys? What's happening with Bellingham and Mbappe? They are just linking up play time and time and time and time and time after again. Honestly, they are just cooking on a different level. And this is what I was saying about Bellingham. And let's just get into Bellingham. I've got to talk about him because this is obviously an Mbappe show today. We know that it's his showpiece, it's his hat-trick. And everybody's just going to go, straight into Mbappe. This is what he done. This is how he performed. But Bellingham, the way he's taken a back seat for this team, and has put himself literally in a position where he's saying, okay, cool, I've got to commit myself to the other players as well. And last year, he was the star guy. He was the starlight in, a season that some of the performances needed a clutch player, and he came good. But this time, he's doing different things. He's making himself work very efficiently for the team itself. It's a very different story, completely contrast from last season. And he's just really, you saw when Mbappe scored the penalty. He went up to him. He congratulated him first, rather than any other player, because he knows what that means to him and how the team itself gels together is very important to him, because he's literally the center point of that midfield. So if he's the center point of the midfield, and he's the guy that's literally dragging the team from also the defense to the front line to deliver, obviously, the goods towards Rodrygo, Mbappe, and obviously, this case, Brahim today, then you know what? This guy is just really, really such a great player. Jude Bellingham is wow. Just wow. Honestly, he's an athlete. His ball control is much more improved than what we saw him last season, I think. I think Real Madrid's training itself is just making players work and work and work at the same routines, building up certain, patterns of play that we can see consistently on a day-to-day. And I'm seeing the same patterns of play delivered from match to match to match. And this is what's happening. We're working at it. And with Bellingham, he is just the main focal point of this midfield. I'm telling you right now. And with Ceballos today, he got a standing ovation from Real Madrid fans. This guy has been doing sensationally well for Real Madrid. And it's just a guy that we've never expected to play like this. Last season, I didn't like him at all. This season, different level. One of our best players in the team. One of our best. And is making a name for himself. I got to say, he's making a name for himself. He's starting ahead of Modric. Ceballos, people. Well, do you know what? Obviously, Modric with time is going to phase out of this team. But when Modric just came on, man. Yo, this guy, silky smooth as always. But obviously, he was a sub. So let's just get into, obviously, the starting 11 itself. And Asensio, I tell you what, we're right back. Yeah, he is the deal. He is a real deal, people. He can play centre-back. He can play right-back. Very versatile. The way he actually carries the ball from a right-back position, excellent. Absolutely excellent. And nobody can stop him. He's so powerful, so quick, so agile, that he reminds me of a very good defensive midfielder, but in the defensive unit itself. So, honestly, this guy needs to be kept in that starting 11. I'm telling you right now, because there's nobody better to replace him. Yes, Valverde will play right back, possibly. I think maybe Ancelotti was experimenting today because it was Valladolid, and we can't take any team for granted, but it's Valladolid, they're last place, so maybe just experiment a bit. Put obviously Asensio there, and he done a really good job. Rudiger, absolute brick player. Brick house, honestly. This guy is just incredible. He's just literally, if you build a foundation in a house, yeah, he is that. He's literally just going to go, okay, cool, try and stop me. Yeah, try and pass me, sorry, and I'm going to stop you. So, Rudiger, he's just, oh my Lord. We're so lucky to have one of the best centre-backs in the world. And I couldn't agree more with the commentator that obviously he's one of the best centre-backs in the world. He said he was actually the best centre-back in the world. And yeah, probably with Van Dijk and probably Bastoni, Saliba's in there. He's in that group. He's in the mixer. And he gets himself involved with everything. And having such a strong and physical presence like today, we had certain times where Valladolid were breaking at us and having chances at us, but Rudiger just stood firm, didn't move, and didn't, falter at all. So him, just excellent, honestly. And yeah, Tchouaméni was playing in the back line. I'm not going to obviously praise Tchouaméni too much because he didn't really do much today. But you know what? He's there. And maybe Ancelotti sees him as a backup or reserve for the back line, depending on Asensio and how Valverde fits into the team and where he's fitting and all that. So yeah, it's time to rest players as well. So yeah, very good. Very, very good performance from the back line, including Fran Garcia. Fran Garcia has to now just be the guy that is literally our left back, because he is very good at one thing, very good at tracking back, and very good on the attack as well. And when we have a player like that who can do both sides, then just incredible, just absolutely incredible. So for me, looking at the team, obviously today with Rodrygo, Brahim Diaz, Bellingham, obviously Ceballos as well. And you know what? I'm really enjoying the way that Real Madrid are playing at the moment. They have a certain flair to them that I just look at, and I'm seeing the team really work together and perform, So with Valverde and Ceballos as the pivot in the midfield, they're going to have very good ability to swing the back four. We know that because Ceballos is decent at defending. Valverde is probably better than him at defending, but Valverde and Ceballos, they're just two excellent runners, and they can chase down anybody in a heartbeat. So I'm really excited to see how that partnership forms, and if we need it, we can put Modric there, and we can put obviously if we like to play with a centre defensive midfielder, then we're going to have to put Tchouaméni there. But I just like to see Valverde and Ceballos, or Ceballos and Modric, or Valverde and Modric. That's it, really. That's it. And Arda, hasn't been given a chance to start. We know that. But for me, looking at it, I think we have our team here. If obviously Vinny's out and Brahim, he does his duties. He chases down men as well. He's trying to regain the possession, and like I said before, Brahim has the ability to stick the ball to his feet like glue, and he's always going to be problematic. He's always going to be problematic when he carries the ball like he does so efficiently, can dribble past a certain amount of players and pick out a spot where he's saying, okay, cool, Mbappe run onto this, or Bellingham run onto this, or Rodrygo run onto this. So, like I said, those two on the wings, problem, especially Rodrygo as well. Rodrygo, obviously, when he's carrying the ball and he knows where everybody is, when Mbappe's making underlapping runs and trying to carry it around him, then obviously with like the second goal, for example, just brilliant, put it on a plate for him to just tuck it away. That is the Real Madrid that we love to see. And I'm consistently just looking forward to the next match. Every single match that we're playing. Obviously, the next one is Brest in the Champions League, so that's going to be tough. And there's mathematical probability that we can make automatic playoffs, placings for the next round. But I don't think it's going to happen. But we need to beat Brest. We just need to score a lot of goals. Just get our goal difference up and see what happens. That is it, really. I'm going to go into player ratings now, guys, and we're going to start off with, obviously, Courtois. Didn't have much to do. Really was fumbling a lot of chances, actually. Shots that really weren't shots, fumbling them. So, Courtois was decent, but not that decent and not that solid as a keeper. So I'm just going to give him a 5. Asensio, very good as right back. I didn't see any problems. When we have a good defensive line, you actually see it. So Asensio, I'm going to give a 7. Rudiger, 7. Just very commanding, very strong in defense. Like I said, like a brick in the defense. Just crazy, yeah? Next, Tchouaméni, give him a 6. Didn't really have much to do, but was decent. Fran Garcia, 7. Really good performance from Fran Garcia. I actually really liked him today. Ceballos, another 8 performance, 8 out of 10. When have I given Ceballos so many 8 out of 10s in my life? Never. But today's the first, So, yeah, amazing. Valverde, also probably 7.5 to 8. Great from Valverde as well. So, just really good. Obviously, I'm not comparing the two halves. Obviously, the first half, like I said, was pretty poor. But you know what? The second half really evaluated my team's ratings today. So, just bear in mind that. Rodrygo carried the ball well, initiated a lot of the counter-attacks that we had. So I'm going to give Rodrygo 7. Mbappe, he's got his hat-trick. That's it. Give him 10 out of 10. Scored his hat-trick, played really well, linked up play really well. Bellingham really good. Great, obviously. So Bellingham also, so 10 out of 10. Bellingham, I'm going to give him a 9 today. I'm actually going to give Bellingham a 9. Just really good with Mbappe, honestly. Them two, 9 out of 10 for Bellingham, 10 out of 10 for Mbappe. Just sensational. Just as a unit, really just building the chemistry and making every moment count during the match. And finally, Brahim Diaz. It wasn't too existent for me in the match too much. Did some nice play here and there with obviously the front line, obviously the midfield, and did chase down the ball rather well actually. He was actually retrieving the ball when he lost possession, retrieving it well. So I'm going to give Brahim Diaz a 6.5 out of 10. And Ancelotti, again, guts. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Started Asensio right back, see how it fares, see how he can develop in this team, and see where we go from that. So, guys, that's pretty much obviously the roundup for today. Match reaction extraordinaire from David. And, yeah, just a great performance all round. I'm really, really happy with Real Madrid. Really happy with how they're performing. And they really need to show this more. Obviously, we're going to Brest. The next match I'm just reading now. After that, obviously, it's going to be Espanyol in the Liga away, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. But let's see how they fare. Obviously, more relegation fodder. So let's see how that is. And that's it pretty much, guys. Rounding up. Nothing more to say than a la Madrid nada más. And we'll take care and see you next time. It's time to end the stream. Take care, people, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Buenas noches.